Mr. Arkadin, also known as Confidential Report, written and directed by Orson Welles, starring himself. It's a black and white noir thriller, in many ways feeling like a spiritual precursor to movie series such as James Bond, albeit with significantly less action and more drama instead. And also, the movie is even more reminiscent of another one of Welles's works, Citizen Kane, feeling almost like a darker noir version of that film. The story follows Guy Van Straten, a former smuggler, sort of a swashbuckler, released from prison. On a dock in Naples, he encounters a man who was just stabbed and is dying. And that man, in his dying breath, reveals to Guy that he can make a lot of money. Apparently, there is a man named Gregory Arkadin, an elusive and mysterious millionaire, and apparently he has some sort of a secret in the past. And if Guy is able to uncover that secret, he can potentially use it as blackmail material. And so begins his globe-trotting journey through the mysterious past of Arkadin and the origins of his fortune. A journey during which Guy and his girlfriend meet a whole bunch of colorful characters, including Arkadin himself and his daughter Reina. So parts of the story are pretty engaging. I liked the globe-trotting aspect of the thing, the investigation that follows the breadcrumbs, as well as the dynamic between Guy and Arkadin. The latter is a well-designed character, bushy beard, threatening posture and look. He's always shot in a way that makes him seem much taller than he actually is, a towering hulk, risen above the other people in the film, and in that way physically dangerous. However, on the whole, the story seems slightly unfocused. There were individual moments when I felt quite lost or unsure of the motivations of the characters. The editing of some scenes made it seem like they were cut too short, like there was some missing footage. Now, perhaps that has to do with the particular version that I saw. Apparently, there are 3 different cuts of the film circulating. I think the one I saw was the officially released European version. But what's interesting is that none of the 3 are actually the director's cut. Apparently, Welles himself had no control over the final cut, and in his intended version, the movie was longer and contained some elaborate flashback scenes, but we'll never know. And the cut that I did see did feel like a slightly incomplete picture. It's also difficult to watch for technical reasons. The film must have already been in poor condition when it was scanned, because a lot of the scenes are very dark and unclear, and it makes it difficult to even make out what's going on the screen, and by extension, what's really going on with the story. It's definitely a case of watching an old movie that was not preserved very well. And so this, coupled with the other things that I mentioned, makes this a film that's not particularly worth revisiting. I don't feel it's that great on its own. It's certainly a difficult watch because of how it looks today. And to top it off, it wasn't even Welles's intended version, so even fans of his don't have a strong reason to actually see the movie. And neither really does anybody else. There are better choices when it comes to older cinema to get back to, both in terms of pure storytelling and the state that they were preserved in.